Hey, what is going on guys? RvzStealth here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the pick or ban champions for patch 8.7. So the format I'm going to be running with in this video is we're going to take a look at 3 champions for every single role that I think are the strongest in that role and that I think are the most pick or ban worthy for 8.7. So to start it off here, we're going to take a look at the 3 top lane picks, and just one thing to note for the top lane in this patch is that I really don't think there's a super ban worthy top laner. I think that there are quite a few pretty strong top laners in this patch, but there's not really 1 or 2 that really stand out that are super OP. So unless you are a top lane main, then I would probably be spending my ban on a different role in 8.7. So the 3 top laners that you should be considering though in this patch are Swain, Darius, and Aurelia. So even though Swain did get nerfed in this patch, I still feel like he is a strong pick. If you are someone who does like to play melee champions in the top lane or tank picks, then you're gonna have a very hard time dealing with Swain in the laning phase. So he's a good ban in that situation. Champions that do have gap closers though, like Aurelia, Yasuo, Tryndamere, tend to do pretty well against Swain, so that's why I just don't think he's like super ban worthy in this patch. He's a strong pick, but there's definitely champions that can still deal with him in the laning phase. And then for Darius and Aurelia, both are really good Conqueror users in 8.7. Both are 2 of the strongest bruisers in my opinion for this patch, and I think that if you can play a good Aurelia and if you can play a good Darius right now, then they are definitely 2 of the strongest top laners for 8.7. And then moving over to the jungle now, I think that unlike top lane, jungle does actually have quite a few pretty ban-worthy champions in 8.7. The ones that I would be banning or picking in this patch are Warwick, Kha'Zix, and Shaco. So for Kha'Zix and Shaco, both these champions are just very annoying to deal with for solo queue. It's hard to coordinate and to play against them in solo queue. They don't really thrive in the competitive scene because when you have an organized team that knows what these champions want to do, then it is easier to deal with them. But because of their stealth mechanics and because of their insane snowball potential, I just think these champions are very hard to beat, especially if they end up snowballing in the early game. And then as for Warwick, he's just got a super good kit for solo queue. His kit just pretty much has everything that you would want in a solo queue jungler. He can get around the map super fast because of his W. He's got good sustain, so you're never really gonna get invaded on in the early game when you're playing Warwick. He also does have good crowd control. He's got damage reduction in his kit. His kit is just really good, and it's also pretty simple to play. It doesn't take a ton of games to actually play Warwick at a decent level, so I think that overall he is probably your best ban in the jungle for 8.7. And if we take a look at the mid lane for this patch, the 3 pick or ban champions in my opinion consist of Fizz, Zed, and Yasuo. So there's been a ton of indirect changes over the past few patches that have made these champions a lot stronger, and I think that if you're an AD carry main or if you're a mid lane mage main, then you should definitely be looking to ban out one of these champions in 8.7. You could even throw like Talon, Katarina, LeBlanc into the mix there for ban-worthy mid lane assassins in this patch. The reason to why I'm recommending Fizz, Zed, and Yasuo though is because these champions are picked a lot more, and because of that, the likelihood of your ban paying off is going to be much higher if you do use it on Fizz, Zed, or Yasuo. So I did talk quite a bit about this in my mid lane tier list for this patch, but basically there's just so many indirect changes over the past few patches that have made assassins stronger. With stopwatch no longer being available at 6 minutes, it allows these assassins to snowball better in the early game. With the cannon minion changes in last patch, it allows the assassins to just look for trades in the laning phase. If you're going up against a mid lane mage and they go in for that last hit on the cannon, then you can look to get a favorable trade against them. Also, ignite buffs, heal nerfs, locket nerfs, Tabi nerfs. There's just so many changes over the past few patches that have made assassins stronger. So if you're a good assassin player in this patch, then I would definitely be looking to pick them up. Now for the AD carry role in 8.7, and this one is similar to top lane here because I really don't think that you should be spending your bans in the AD carry role for 8.7 other than on Kai'Sa. I think that Kai'Sa is the one ban worthy the AD carry in this patch. She is just way too strong after her buffs, and she also does have, or she does synergize really well with the item path of Death's Dance, Rageblade, and Nashor, so I would definitely recommend spending a ban on her. But other than that, the other two champions that I would say would be the strongest in the AD carry role in this patch would be Xayah and Caitlyn, and those are two champions that could be worth a ban depending on what you're looking to play. If you are looking to play someone like a Blitzcrank or just a hard engage support, then banning Xayah isn't a bad idea, just because at level 6 it is harder to get onto the Xayah if you are playing one of those hard engage supports. And then as for Caitlyn, she is just super annoying to deal with in the laning phase, so if you don't want to deal with that, then she is also a decent ban. And then lastly, to round out the video here for the support role in 8.7, the three that I would recommend picking or banning are Lulu, Janna, and Blitzcrank. So now if you are someone who does like to play those mid lane assassins, then a good ban that you should be using in this patch would be on the Lulu or the Janna. A good Lulu or a good Janna player can do a really good job at shutting down the Zed or the Yasuo once it does reach the teamfight stage. So if you're not able to split push on your Yasuo or Zed, then you are going to have a pretty hard time come the mid to late game against those two supports. And then even if you're a jungler or a top lane player, I just think that the Janna and Lulu are two of the highest priority bans in this patch, because they just do a really good job at shutting down like champions in almost every single role. They do great against Kha'Zix and Shaco as well. They can also shut down Darius and Aurelius. So overall, I just think they are super good bans in 8.7. And then as for Blitzcrank, if you are a Lulu or a Janna player or one of these squishier support players, then Blitzcrank is a good ban, and I would almost always use my ban on Blitzcrank if I am looking to play one of these supports that does want to just sit back in the laning phase and doesn't really want to do too much. A good Blitzcrank player can really take advantage of those squishier supports in the laning phase, and if you just get hooked one time in lane when you're playing Janna or Lulu, then the laning phase is pretty much over after that. So that is going to be all for this video, guys. These were, in my opinion, the 3 strongest champions right now and the 3 pick or ban champions for every single role in 8.7. If you guys did enjoy this video, then be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you have yet to already. So thanks for watching, have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.